Greetings, everyone. Dr. Brian Scott with you. We're continuing our insight to the end times. We're looking at some current events this week that are impacting the times in which we live. We looked at a couple verses yesterday that talked in terms of in the last days, perilous times will come. And know this, in the latter times, that many people are going to depart from the faith. They will give heed to deceiving spirits and doctrines of demons. The King James says seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. So we're in a day when we're seeing a lot of deception, a lot of demonic type doctrines that are not godly, that are not Bible-based or academically supported over the years through research and so on. Today I want to share another one of these social intrusions that has hit our society, and this is in the realm of scientific research, if you can believe that. We already have studied in one of the previous sessions that this term wokeism is a new term. It seems to refer to all kinds of things like political correctness and diversity, equality, tolerance, and so on. But no one seems to have a clear definition of what it really is. It just kind of varies from time to time. I'm referring to an article that appeared in our National Post national newspaper on Friday, September the 16th, that had to do with scientific research, and it was indicating that this concept of political correctness and progressive views has now invaded scientific research areas. I'm going to read some comments to you from my notes on this to get it correct. But there's increasing pressure, according to the paper article, to infuse progressive politics into scientific research by altering the research funding policies to favor progressive views. In other words, favor will be extended to social justice articles and or research away from the science-based research of the past. This has the tendency, or has the potential, to threaten academic integrity and academic freedom, as well as being fundamentally unscientific. Now, why is scientific research so important? It's the research that supports our medical society, our medical therapies, drugs, and so on and so forth. We've just gone through the pandemic, and the scientific research is the type of information we rely on for vaccines, et cetera, et cetera. And I won't go into that, but I really do question whether there was proper scientific research that supported that. Let me share some more thoughts from this article. It's pretty amazing. There's a research publisher, well-known, very highly respected, and they're changing their ethics guidelines to allow them to censor scientific research that they deem to be politically incorrect. In a nutshell, they're suggesting that scientific research should not only be informed by the actual research and evidence that they discover, but it also must comply with social movements and cultural history. Give me a break. This threatens the integrity of the research because these new demands hinder the legitimacy of the research and the conclusions that follow therefrom. We have a health agency in Canada. It's a federal agency. It funds most of our research across Canada in the millions and billions of dollars. And they are proposing a redefinition of research excellence. They now want to include diversity, equity, and inclusion, or inclusivity. It's called DEI. And that's the phrase that's used most often to advance critical race theory into practice. They're going to use this DEI to determine who they fund and what they fund. So this is dangerous, extremely dangerous to the integrity of scientific research. That scientific research tells us whether or not a vaccine is legitimate, whether a drug's legitimate, whether a process is legitimate. It's extremely important because it supports all the stuff that's created for us. We're seeing tremendous deception. We're seeing confusion. We're seeing every kind of evil work, as James chapter 3 refers to. Where there's envy and strife, there's confusion and every evil work. We're seeing all these things. Why? We're in the last days. We're approaching the very end. Things are getting messier and messier all the time. And it's just proof that we're in these last days. Now, most people are not aware of what's going on here in these kind of areas, in this research and so on and so forth. So I've hoped the last couple of sessions have helped you get a wider grasp of what's going on around us and the fact that we are indeed in the last days. I will see you tomorrow with another great session. Thanks for joining us today. Bye.